namuona Kitengela Dickson ako ndani, namuona Lemason ako ndani, namuona nani Yusuf Abure ako ndani, Saum Yads ako ndani. Thank you so much. Mburu, habari ya leo ya kushinda kaka, umekuaje?
Niko salama na niko mzima kama kigongo.
Karibu sana. John Jenga, habari ya leo?
Niko salama, nashukuru Mungu.
Za kushinda kaka,
hata kama sionekani niko Narok kwa wakati huu. Nairobi tarudi kesho. Niko Narok.
Okay, karibu sana.
Niko narejea kesho.
Okay. Asante sana. Nianze na nani? Wacha nianze na Jenga, wewe ndio sijakusikia kama siku 2-3. Nani anafaidika na kuua mtu yeyote? Awaye Kalonzo, awaye Raila Odinga, Wajakoya, kiongozi wowote, hata raia. Faida ni kwa nani?
Kwa maoni yangu niseme ya kwamba mapanganga nyingi siku hizi tunaishi na hali ya kujaza watu uoga. Hiyo ni panganga ya kusema mtu ana haja ya kuua mwingine. Na tena mtu mwenye anaua mwingine haogeagi. Mtu mwenye akijua anataka kuua mwingine, hii ni mapanganga tu. Mtu anajiongelesha ati kuna mwingine anataka kuua mwingine. Juu mtu mwenye anaua mwingine hata sema ndio mambo isimfuate. Kwa hivyo baada yangu naona ni mambo imeanzwa tena kuchemshwa. Kuna mtu anataka kuuawa, kuna mtu anataka hakuna mtu ana haja na kuua Raila. Na Raila hata kama kuna mtu ana haja na kuua Raila okay, tuondoe Kalonzo na Wajakoya juu hata Wajakoya anasema anatafutwa. Wajakoya kumuua hata ni kumuua ama ni kutoa bagi mingi. Mtu mwenye hao anaongea, yeye Raila mwenyewe hajaongea. Hajasema anauawa. Na hawezi sema hiyo maneno mzee, hiyo hawezi toa kwa mdomo yake.
Raila mwenyewe amesema wanataka kumassassinate.
Hiyo ni kusema tu juu hakuna mtu anaweza ua mtu na hakuna mtu hata Raila ana faida kwa serikali. Si ati ukiona watu wakiinukania hivyo. Ana faida kwa serikali, kwa hivyo kama sio kifo ya Mungu akiuawa bado mambo nyingi sitaweza haribika. Hata yeye ana faida kwa serikali na hata hapo amefika akiwa na faida. Kwa hivyo mimi nasema hiyo ni mapanganga. Mimi pande yangu naona ni mapanganga tu ya kusema kuna mtu anamuua, kuna nini. Hata kama Raila anasema hivyo, ni vile pengine watu waliongeaongea, hawa watu wakinakulia wakaongea. Gachagua na yeye akaongea kama mtu sio president, sio deputy, akaongea kama mtu wa nchi. In fact kuna maneno iliyogewa na kulia na mimi mwenyewe haikunifurahisha. Kama kiongozi haikunifurahisha juu aliongea maneno mabaya sana kuhusu huyo Raila. Na vile okay, alisema mtu mmoja hawezi kushindana akisubua na Kikuyu. Hakuwezi shindana akisubua. Angeondolewa hii maneno ishe. Ni kama hivyo alikuwa anataka kumaanisha. Kwa hivyo mimi haikunifurahisha. Okay, pengine ilifikia Raila na pengine akaona sio kusudi, lakini sifikiri sana kama wanataka kumuua. Baada yangu sioni ile kitu. Ninaona ya kwamba ni siasa imechemka sana. Hiyo ni njia moja ya sasa wakaanza kudhurete yani somebody is threatening Raila na maneno. Na huyu mzee hata kama sifupi huyu mzee ulika.
Sikiza tu haya matamshi ya ambao umenifanya niicheze. Hii ilikuwa matamshi ya this guy called what do you call this guy? Anaitwa Moses.
Na watu wa Thika, hamjambo? Murega. Gaile kama mtoto wa huo mama. Na huo mama ni mama yangu mwenyewe. Wakati zunguka hii dunia, mimi nataka kuhakikishia kwamba dunia mzima iko na imani na serikali ya William Ruto na Rigathi Gachagua. Na wazungu wako tayari kukuja hapa. Wa China wako tayari, Waarabu wako tayari, Wahindi wako tayari. Na mimi silali usiku na mchana nikijaribu kuleta investors hapa. Na ndio mimi nasikia vibaya, hata kama niliokoka, hata kama niliacha siasa, mtu akuja haribu ile kazi kama kuwa mhuduma ya Hangai.
Hapo Mboro amesema aje? Kikuyu amesema aje?
Amesema ya kwamba amezunguka dunia mzima akitafuta investors, lakini wakati wanataka kuja kuwekeza kuna mtu anaharibu kazi yake, anasema hata heri kufe mtu.
So yeye anasema heri kufe mtu.
Heri kufe mtu, lakini hajasema kutakufa mtu. Kuna tofauti. Kafa gukue mundu, hiyo ni kwa Kikuyu kuna maneno huwa yanatumika ukitafsiri inakaa maneno very serious, lakini ni ile hali ya lugha kusisitiza the level at which he feels angered by Raila Odinga. Ni msisitizo yenye unaweza sema hata heri kufe mtu, hata heri kufe mtu. Hajasema ati kutakufa mtu. So there is a yeah.
Nitakuwekea hadi matamshi yake kwa Twitter, lakini kwanza sikiza Sifuna. Hebu sikiza Sifuna. Sifuna naye alisema hivi some weeks back.
Very strong concern about some of the pronouncements that have come from this regime, from none other than the Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua, confirming what we have long suspected, that this regime is going to take us back to the era of political elimination of opponents. We want the authorities and to call upon the DCI to ask Mr. Gachagua to record a statement on the utterances regarding the life of Honorable Raila Odinga. He is on record as having stated that there is going to be a final solution to what he sees as the problem of the Odingas from the time of Jaramogi. We want to make it absolutely clear that we as the Azimio coalition will hold Ruto and Rigathi Gachagua personally responsible if anything should happen to Honorable Raila Odinga or indeed any member or leader of the Azimio One Kenya coalition party. This language you hear of a final solution is not the first time we are hearing such a language. As students of history, you will recall that Adolf Hitler, at the beginning of his term in Nazi Germany, set out what he called a final solution to the Jewish problem in Germany and in Europe generally. By the end of that endeavor, 6 million Jews were gassed and killed and slaughtered throughout Europe. Everybody understands the meaning of the word final solution. We want Mr. Gachagua to be taken.
Here, Sifuna was reacting to what one time Mr. Gachagua, the deputy president, what he said. The honorable deputy president said that this time they will deal with Raila Odinga in finality. So this is what Sifuna had to say. And what today informed our discussion is what this man as well said. This man Wajakoya.
People think they're jokes.
There are things that, as you're calling them a joke, but you know there are people who can take some words and act on them, and eventually these who are joking can be blamed. Because when you joke, you will kill, and then by bad luck something happens. Who do you think will be taken responsible, Mboro? And Edgar, karibu sana kwa show.
Thank you so much. Nimekaribia.
Just like I said yesterday, some of the words that come from our leaders are unfortunate. And what Moses Kuria said, it was not well thought of, because he was not supposed to say that in the first place. Because people might interpret that to mean that you'd like Raila Odinga to be eliminated. And in the same case, when Gachagua said we are going to deal with him once and for all, though he didn't say we are going to eliminate him, it might also, because that statement is what we call an ambiguous statement. An ambiguous statement is subject to interpretation, and people can interpret such a statement the way they want. And that is why, as somebody who is trained in leadership, I encourage national leaders, especially people of the stature of deputy president, not to talk outside their speech. That is why we encourage leaders to have a written speech and try to control themselves within the written speech, so that they don't go out and portray their anger and emotions in public. So I don't think, for me, when I interpret what they said, because as I have said, it is subject to interpretation. I can say maybe he said they're gonna arrest him and make sure they make life very hard for him to go back on the streets. They may have said we are going to use tear gas and arrest his supporters or something like that. So my conclusion is the statements they make in public, they don't first sit down and to think what impact are those statements going to have for the nation. Right now, the deputy president is not the deputy president for some Kenyans. He is the deputy president of all people. And I encourage him, because he has many words, just like me. The only way to tame himself, because we say in many words, sins are found. The only way to tame himself, he should be confining himself to written speeches, and that way he help the nation not to polarize the nation. That's what I can say. But I don't think there is anybody who want to kill Raila Odinga. I don't think so.
Okay. Edgar, what is your thought? What do you think these leaders are saying?
First of all, may I take this opportunity to thank you for hosting me today. It's my first time actually contributing to this conversation. But again, before I go to the main topic, which is the planned assassination, first of all, I would like to ask ourselves, what wrong has Raila committed, or Azimio la Umoja One Kenya coalition? What is their mistake? Under
Regardless
Article 37, I don't know.
Let me ask you, regardless of the mistake, is death justifiable? You know, as in, I don't think there is any mistake justified by law to kill.
That is why I've started by actually explaining that whatever Raila or anybody is doing under the constitution or within the law, they are within their rights. We are a nation guided by constitution, and what we are doing in Azimio actually is enshrined in the constitution under Article 37. We have the right to picketing, right to demonstrate peacefully. Police are supposed to protect people's business and to protect the demonstrators, so that if in case there is any person who would want to cause chaos in the process of demonstration, that person anashikwa, anakuwa responsible for his own or action. Now, going to now the main topic here about the planned assassination, which I think is very reckless. You've heard not once, not twice, how Rigathi Gachagua has been speaking. I don't know what kind of a deputy president we have. I know my friend there will argue differently. This sentiment does not need interpretations. If you tell me that you're going to deal with me once and for all, the solution itapatikana hapo. That is one occasion. And then watch Moses Kuria killing in Kikuyu
60 years wakiwa na baba yake.
Yes.
Edgar, this is the clip
Wakati ya kumalizana na hiyo mtu ni wakati huu, na ataenda akiedanga. Kwa hivyo nyinyi msijali.
Yes, those were the words. Wakati wa kumalizana.
Yes, actually, just listen to.
In fact, he emphasizes wakati wa kumalizana ni huu. Maybe let me repeat it kidogo for the sake of our viewers.
Sisi na yeye Huyo mzee amesumbua Kenya for the last 60 years wakiwa na baba yake. Wakati ya kumalizana na hiyo mtu ni wakati huu, na ataenda akiedanga. Kwa hivyo nyinyi msijali, sisi tufanye kazi na nyinyi muendelee na kazi.
We want to say finally that should Raila Amolo Odinga so much as catch a cold on Monday, the person to be held responsible is none other than Rigathi Gachagua and William Ruto.
Okay, go ahead.
Now, do you have the clip, the Moses Kuria clips when he was in Thika?
Yeah,
do you have that clip?
Playing. Yeah.
Kindly play that clip of Moses Kuria when he was in Thika.
We already did.
Wewe unafikiria nasikia namna gani? Wakati niko huko nje naongea na wazungu wako hapa tayari. Kimundo yoke kiuge gusuana kile adirenyita. Onoko nenye ajue na sio mayake. Wakati ulianza hii talanta yako ya muziki, gutire hede ule watiganiri. Ono kitigo ne the yothe gutire waitu. Asante sana Muigai. Halafu niseme mimi nimeacha siasa. Kazi yangu ni kazi. Ile kazi deputy president na president wamenipatia ya kujenga uchumi wetu. Hata jana nilikuwa huko Marekani, nikakata safari yangu nikuja hapa kushirikiana na Muigai. Na niseme wakati nazunguka hii dunia, mimi nataka kuhakikishia ya kwamba dunia mzima iko na imani na serikali ya William Ruto na Rigathi Gachagua. Na wazungu wako tayari kukuja hapa, wa China wako tayari, Waarabu wako tayari, Wahindi wako tayari, na mimi silali usiku na mchana nikijaribu kuleta investors hapa. Na ndio mimi nasikia vibaya, hata kama niliokoka, hata kama niliacha siasa, mtu akuja haribu ile kazi kama kuwa mhuduma ya Hangai.
Okay.
You've had the last
statement.
You've had the last statement. Actually, he will deny. He will say that that's not a bad statement because in support of the regime. But again, we must ask ourselves several questions when we hear such kind of words. We are not new in Kenya. We've had the likes of Mpango being eliminated, of course. Tumeona watu wengi wamekuwa eliminated in such circumstances. When a person of Moses caliber, and by the way, Moses is very reckless with his tongue. And then we have another problem, anaitwa Gachagua. This guy needs to be trained when he's delivering his speeches, because what they are saying actually can ban Kenya. I don't know what problem or what wrong Raila has committed by just demonstrating. Is it wrong? Go to the US. People even demonstrate in front of state or in front of White House. They present their petitions anywhere. But now here you are saying now Raila may commit a big crime or a big mistake by just holding a peaceful demonstration. You saw what happened yesterday. Demonstrations the Azimio zilianza very late. Now tell me, nani alichoma gari Ngong Road? I mean, it's high time we need to stop being sycophants and we see things and say the truth as it is. Today is Raila and tomorrow it's you who will be affected with this. But again, we should not support mediocrity, or we should not support things that are not okay with us just because someone is from our tribe or what. We need to get out of this stupidity and make Kenya a good place for us all. Let Azimio do their things. Wacha Kenya kwanza wafanye vitu zao. But again, what will they gain in eliminating Raila or any person who is against the government? Moi did it. Saizi yako wapi? Kibaki killed Mbai bana. Saizi yako wapi? No one will live forever. But again, let them try and eliminate Raila. Let them try.
There's this clip, eh? Is it the same message?
My brother, wewe wacha hii maandamano. Kama hii maneno yako yote hii unasema tupeleke bunge, wabunge waangalie kama kuna maneno ya ukweli. Tunaelewana? Sasa ati wamekataa hiyo ya kwenda kuongea kwa amani kwa bunge. Ati wanataka kurudi maandamano. ati waende wavunje mali ya wananchi, ati waende waharibu biashara ya wananchi. Mimi nataka niwaambie, mimi ndio commander in chief. Nyinyi mtajua hamjui.
When the president goes ahead and even put such statements, yeah, and you combine with because they're all on the same side, what the president has said, what Moses Kuria has said, and what Gachagua has said. These sentiments, they may sound light, right? But what comes to your heart? Because he may be saying lightly as Mboro wants to say it, but what do you think is the hidden word between the words? What do you think is the hidden message?
Such statements are not light. Actually, they are meant to pass a message. If you are intelligent enough, and I think if you're a student of literature, you'll actually understand what the president said by saying, "You mutajua mjui, I'm the commander in chief." And we know where Ruto came from. Ruto was Moi's student, you see. Ruto is student of Moi. But again, I want to insist on the reason why they feel agitated when Raila conduct demonstration. I want to just give you one example. When Raila and the Azimio coalition, One Kenya, was doing the demonstration. You remember wakati walipitia Imara and whatever. You know, it was very peaceful. It was like a road show. It was like a road show. In fact, they were not doing anything until the police came and vandalized vehicles. Nakumbuka ile wakati waligonga mpaka journalist. I mean, what is wrong in holding a peaceful demonstration? I mean, you want to tell me Raila alivamia shamba lake ya Uhuru peke yake? Yeye alienda akajivamia mwenyewe, and they are being led by thugs. Only a stupid fool like Mboro will say that what these people are saying is just. I'm sorry. Let me withdraw. I'm sorry. Yeah, Mboro, I'm sorry. I never meant that. I'm sorry. Let me withdraw that. You know, let me use the word sycophants. It's only sycophants who will support such kind of things. You know, you might think that the problem with the Kenya is Raila, not knowing that Raila is not even in the government. Raila is doing his opposition duties, which is to put government on check. Now, what's the problem with that? We are in opposition. What we are doing is that we want the cost of living to go down. If we don't say that, then who will do it for us? It's only the opposition who can do that. And now Raila is not in parliament. How will he do it? By going to the streets, by presenting his petitions to government officers, to the respective officers. If you're doing that, then Gachagua will tell you, huyu mtu ametusumbua for over 60 years. You know, Gachagua alikuwa DO, na nafikiria ile nyakati za Moi venye watu walikuwa natumia kifua ya kumininga watu yakaleta mpaka kwa hii serikali. And I'm telling you this. Sisi wenye opposition hatutaumia sana. Sasa hivi hata ukiangalia the appointments, the majority ya wale wanapointiwa ni watu kutoka wapi? Look at the energy sector. It's full of wakale. And then see the people who are making reckless statements. The Kikuyu, they are being used. And then when wakati anything shall happen, wakati vita tatoka tu kidogo hivi ya kuweka Kenya mahali pabaya, then side moja ya government watasema, oh, not us. I think it's high time for us to think as a nation. Let us think as a nation to katae, if anything is wrong, let us say it is wrong, regardless of which side you are. If it's kama ni maisha ni ngumu, let us say it in the best way possible. If you take it to parliament, look at the composition of parliament. Ruto or Kenya Kwanza government is taking all the MPs from opposition side. Now, how will you expect the opposition to present their real issues if they are killing opposition, they are killing democracy, multipartyism? And that is actually what we are saying. This is no. How do we say or how do we express our displeasure with this government? By going to the street, not violently, but peacefully.
I want to still to go back to the topic. I want to show you something.
I'm going back to the topic now. I'm going back to the topic now.
Something I want to show you.
I'm going back on the other side of the car.
This was some few weeks back.
Shots.
Yeah.
Later on, I saw these shots. You can count them. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. In fact, there are 10. The 10 shots that were fired. And you could see that these were aimed at a passenger sitting on the other side where I was sitting. You could hear gunshots. And we thought they were firing in the air. And then we heard now the car being hit several times. That is when I decided to take cover and lie on the seat. This was planned from the very top of this government. Very, very top. Because I don't think that ordinary police officers could aim to come and shoot to assassinate politicians without being commanded from the very top.
Now back to Mburu. Do we need interpretation on that?
They can mention. Constitution sought to bequeath Kenyans. Ruto is trying to reinvent a police state of the 1980s and the Kenya Special Branch, plainclothes officers and terror machine. Last night, Azimio leaders including Prime Minister and our leader, the Right Honorable Raila Odinga, and former Vice President, Honorable Kalonzo Musyoka, had their security withdrawn.
Okay. So all this, is it a strategy?
Sure.
Is it I don't know. And that's why we have this debate to discuss.
As I conclude,
please do. You can make sense of those two clips as you conclude.
Sure. As I conclude this and leave it to Mburu now to actually give his submission, I would like to say this. Actually, that happened on the very day when Raila was in those sides of Imaradima. 11 gunshots that were aimed at him. Fortunately, he survived because the vehicle was armored. Do we really need interpretation on that? We know what happened in Rwanda and Burundi. Do we want to go that? Do we want to go that direction? It is not right. Let us speak the truth. Let us put government on toes. Let them accept criticism in the best way possible. It's not a kind of that when you're being criticized or corrected as the opposition's duty, and then you feel you're supposed to eliminate your opponent. That is not right. Let us stand up as Kenyans. Let us unite together and say what is wrong is wrong. Let us not support mediocrity, whether you are in government or not. I think that way we'll move on as a nation, as a people, actually. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Edgar. I love your submissions, and I equally love the guys who are commenting or comment section. I see DK saying hi, guys. Hi to you, DK. I see Kennedy Katale. I see you. Now I see Bin Karamutiria Akondani. Namuona Valentabi Akondani. Karibu sana kwa show. I see many. I see Geoffrey Ruto and many who are still commenting and many still watching. Thank you so much for making this show great. Despite us starting late, it wasn't planned. It just happened, and we are sorry. But above all, thank you for even coming in despite the late hours. Asante sana. Mboro, your submissions before I go to Dunia Ina Mambo and palliative care.
Thank you very much. I will begin by saying, basing on and there is, I think there is one mic which is on the background. There is a lot of noise.
Go ahead.
I think basing on what our leaders are telling us, just as I said another day here, the most unfortunate bit about the politics of Kenya is that our leaders are so dishonest. They don't have the virtues of truthfulness and they don't have a culture of high level of dignity,
Okay.
whereby people can believe what they say. And that's the unfortunate bit of the politics of Kenya. So the common people down there, they don't get the true story of what is going on. Because right from the reasons they are giving for protests, it's they don't have what they are telling people is not what they have there in their hearts.
Okay.
And that is the most unfortunate bit about it. For instance, when we talk about the assassination of Raila Odinga, you know very well that when a car is hit with bullets, or somebody shows that Raila Odinga was alive, was in danger, who starts to benefit when that picture is shown? Politically, it starts to benefit Raila Odinga, because it will bring some kind of strong feeling from his base, political base, whereby people will feel we need to protect one of our own because he is in danger. So everything is possible. It can also be stage managed. I am not saying anything, but there is also a possibility that somebody can plan that so that you see these people are serious about what they are saying. And there is this notion, Alex, which the opposition is trying to pose and to let the public and the international community to have, that the president we have is not different from the former dictator, Arap Moi. So they are doing everything possible to create a picture and a narrative. The person we have is a dictator. The person we have is a dangerous man who is capable of taking the nation backward to where we came from. That is what they are pushing very hard. And it is not what actually the government is doing, because I don't see the reason, and I'm saying this strongly and I believe it, why should Raila Odinga and the team polarize the nation the way they are doing? It's unfortunate. They don't have a strong ground. And I'm saying they are polarizing the nation unfairly because Ruto has not committed any crime by being the president. He is there basing on the fact that he was pronounced the winner. Even if it was UJ who was a candidate and you are declared the winner, automatically you become the president. And after that, we went through the process of the Supreme Court. And the Supreme Court checked all the facts and the evidences that the opposition was having under the Supreme Court. And remember, this is the same Supreme Court that had ruled on the favor of Raila Odinga. When they ruled on his favor, the Supreme Court was good, and he said that the Supreme Court is working. But when in 2022 the ruling didn't favor him, then he said it's a kangaroo court. That is the level of hypocrisy in our leaders. And I think it is the high time we start respecting the institutions that we have. We start respecting the Constitution. Because by saying that the government is not respecting the Constitution, I ask myself, are they respecting the Constitution by saying the government is illegitimate? And yesterday we defined the criterion within which the government becomes an legitimate or illegitimate government. So that kind of hypocrisy is what we don't need as a nation. We need to organize our country in such a way that people will have confidence with the police. Don't keep attacking the police, knowing very well in the current constitution, the police are supposed to act independently in a way that their actions should not be influenced by the state or by the president and the executive. And that is what we have. And the president, whom we have, decided to give them even more autonomous. He decided to give them their funds, so that nobody will be saying it is the president who is commanding them. I think it is the high time we start supporting our own institutions and act within the law. This level of hooliganism, today nations have accepted, many nations of Africa, to be governed by the law. We should not keep on taking ourselves back all the time. Where Raila Odinga is taking us, he is taking us so many years ago of protest, of hooliganism. And remember, Jakes, as I said, these people are not being fair to Raila Odinga, as I conclude. Because, I mean, they are not fair to the president. The same president, they are calling all these names. He supported them when they were in power. And remember,
but
he
Buru,
has
let me
always,
ask you. Buru,
yes.
let me ask you, even as you continue. I think here we are asking ourselves the issue of killing. It's not even really what the president has done or not done, whether they accept his legitimacy or not. The issue is, even if they were to accept it and all, and maybe even acknowledge it, but they still plan to kill and maim them. I don't think that is right, because by the end of the day, it doesn't really matter who is the president. What really we are talking about is why plan assassinating? Why talk like this as Moses Kuria? Why give such threats like the deputy president? Why still have to confirm and prove a point that you are the commander-in-chief? Why withdraw security? Those are pertinent questions that I'm asking. Those are pertinent questions that if we ask, it really doesn't matter what the Supreme Court said, because it's not about the Supreme Court. It's what these leaders are consistently saying. You know, what are they saying? They're saying, you know what, this man needs to be dealt with in finality. This man is destroying the country, hence he needs to go. Those words, those are the words we are discussing. Those are the issues I feel, regardless of what the president feels is being done to him. I don't think those are the words we ought to entertain. As
You see, yes.
As Edgar said, a wrong is a wrong, regardless from what mirror you reflect it from. A wrong is a wrong.
And Jakes, you know, I already said that some of the utterances are unfortunate because they have the potential of polarizing the nation. But having said that, remember very well, the deputy president came out in public and clarified what he meant, because his statement was an ambiguous statement. But the statement, the most unfortunate statement, was the statement of Moses Kuria. And I said this, Moses Kuria is a loose mouth. Not only now, we know him as a loose mouth. Sometimes he talks out of the way a leader is supposed to talk. And that one I agree. And it was even very unfortunate that you played the clip before you had edited, because some of the words he used are obscene words that should not even be put in the media.
But
so
he said them in live camera, so
it is good you be checking
in public domain. I would want to edit, make it sound good, try to polish it, Madoido. But by the end of the day, the words are obscene, they are vulgar, they are just nasty.
They are vulgar, they are obscene words that he uses, and just as I saw Wajakoya the other day using the same words, that is not the kind of a society we want to build. On the issue of killings, one thing you should ask yourself, because that's why I said, first of all leaders should subject themselves under the law. One thing I want you to ask yourself, have these people reported to the relevant authorities? Have they written statements? Because they have said they have credible information, they have evidence that this thing has been planned, so that the action may be taken.
Let me ask you,
yes.
If it is a police shooting at you, do you go to the police to report the police or shooting me?
Sorry, Jakes.
If a police right now, if a police shoots you, Amma was aiming a gun at you, do you still trust the police to protect you? Do you still march to a police station? And even how do you go about that?
Let me answer you. You see, you speak, and here I want to correct you.
Please do.
Especially the way you read the ground of this debate. It's like you believe strongly
I never laid any ground. I just
Now
told
listen,
you I bring
it's
in the
the way
it is you
the
now
way you
to
spoke.
Allow another person to submit. We have listened to that enough. That's
No,
repetition.
let me finish because he asked a question.
Allow
Don't be
another
agitated.
person to. We
Alex,
are
please.
listening from
Alex,
far.
please. You behave
Rich,
like a
please,
hooligan. Don't behave like a
just shut
hooligan.
up.
If
a
you have
moment.
not been given
It's
time, keep
okay.
quiet.
Gentlemen,
Respect
It's
other
okay. We
people.
are one.
Be
What is the
disciplined.
difference?
Have
gentlemen,
decorum.
relax.
Behave. You have to
Relax.
behave.
There is no
Boro, relax.
behaving here, and you are speaking
You
things that
see,
like
you
a
should
venom.
behave, Alex. You are an
Give
adult. When you have not been given
give
time to
Buru
talk,
time.
keep
Give Buru
quiet.
time. Give Buru time. Give Buru time. Let Buru finish.
When you talk, I don't interject you.
You
You should
do that all the
respect me.
time.
Keep quiet. Why
Okay,
can't you mute this guy?
Boro do this. Boro finish, and then
Yes,
You should
exactly.
finish. Thank you.
Keep
finish
quiet.
up.
You don't have
Finish up.
manners.
Finish
So,
up.
don't have
this
to.
is what I wanted to say.
It's okay, Boro. You don't have to push it that deep.
No, he doesn't respect other panelists, which is wrong. He has been doing
We
that
do, but you.
time and again. We have been so
Okay,
quiet. We have been, patient with you. That is wrong. If you
Okay,
think
go
you have
ahead.
the attitude to insult
No.
other people,
Boro,
we can as well be ruthless. Don't do that.
Go to your point, please. Go
Exactly.
ahead.
So, this is what I was saying. The first level, Jakes, nobody has shown clearly, because we say everything, it is not subject to our feelings and our imaginations. Everything has to be proved beyond reasonable doubt. If you say, for instance, that the police shot to the car of one former prime minister, today we have even phones, we have the media stations, we have people with the phones. Have you shown any policeman shooting a bullet to the car of Raila Odinga? Bullet, not tear gas. At that level, we can say, you see, we saw that police and he was captured, because where is the evidence? Because I'll be the first person to criticize when I see a police aiming a gun to the car of the former prime minister. Having said that,
okay,
let us not polarize. Let us not polarize our country.
Allow me to pause you there.
Yes.
Allow me to pause you there, because I have.
Yes, that is fine. That's fine.
I can play clips and end, but I'll have you back in a couple of minutes. Allow me to.
Yes, I would like to see that. I would really like to see that.
I'll be playing some clips here, but before I do that, allow me to have Dunia in a Mambo, and then I'll be coming to you, because I have like a billion questions to ask you. Dunia in a Mambo vipi?
Poa sana ndugu yangu, asante sana kunipea chance. Naona ndugu zangu, habari zenu kwanza?
Salama.
Au kila mtu ako sawa? Mimi niko sawa.
Salama. Kwa shwari kabisa.
Naona ndugu yetu is out of the topic. A point of correction na kwa atumiwa mapema. Kwa sababu sisi hatujauliza vile Ruto aliingia kwa serikali, sisi hatujiuliza Ruto anafanya kazi gani. Kazi ilikuwa hapa kuwa mtu kuna faida au hakuna faida. Na hii maneno pia kuwa Raila umeimba sana. Imekuwa chorus. Kwani ni kanisa wajui kwake, anakaa pale Karen, wapande tu gari, wako na GSU, wako na polisi, wako na gun, waenda piga risasi kama 10, watoke huko za shughuli zao. Ndio watajua Kenya pia ni sisi wote. Hii mambo yanaimba sana. Na unajua kuna vitu zingine nataka maelezo. Kuna vitu zingine nataki maelezo. Ukoonyeshwa gari imepigwa risasi. Kwani Raila anaenda kwaka kapiga hizo gari risasi? Hakuna hizo risasi 19. Kwa hii gani ndogo naitaje? Kwa pistol. Ya pili, hii mambo ya kwa sababu anasema Raila anasumbua inchi kwa sababu ya maandamano. Hakuna inchi, hakuna maandamano. Kwa Al-Bashir alitolewa na nini? Al-Bashir alitolewa na gani? Al-Bashir alitolewa na gani? Al-Bashir alitolewa kwa sababu aliongeza mkate shilingi 1 tu. Mkate aliongeza shilingi 1. Wacha nyinyi unga hapo unaongezwa 100. Na unashinda ukaandamana kwa sababu unaona kiandamana utasema unachomia mtu wenu. Utaona utaongeleshwa vibaya. Kitu hiko Al-Bashir kutolewa na gani? Alitolewa kwa sababu aliongeza unga shilingi 1. Watu wao wakaandamana. Kwani Europe kila siku wako na maandamano, nini wanafanya maandamano? Kwani hizo maandamano wanafanya wanaharibu serikali ya huko? Hii Amerika sasa hii nyinyi unamramba, hii Amerika sasa hii iko Kenya hapo unamramba matako hapa. Kwao si watu na maandamano. Wanapiga katia gas wanamua huo. Kama nani ndiye aliandamana Donald Trump mpaka wameingia kwa state water out huko. Walifanywa nini? Walienda kumpiga risasi huko. Na Amerika anakuja hapa nyinyi mnaramba matako hapo unaona unafuata sheria. Juu ya kuweka maguns kwa barabara ni wa polisi. Polisi kuna vitu zingine tuongee ukweli bila iko. Kama Gachagua na Kuria wanataka kuwa Raila. Usituangazie kwa matanga, usituangazie kwa mapati, usituangazie kwa marusi, usituangazie maklabu. Umejua njia ya kufuata na kufanya. Ndio tunajua hii Kenya ni sisi wote, au hii Kenya ni ya Mount Kenya peke yao. Kwa sababu gani? The big English unaongea hapa, the big language unaongea hapa. Ungekuwa mnapeleka huko kwenye una correct makiongozi wenyu. Hakuna any part of Kenya utapata kiongozi naongea ruthless hivyo. Huwezi pata. Ni nini wanataka kuonyesha watu wako na kifua sana. Hiyo kifua yao ni ya mbao. Hiyo kifua yao ni ya chuma. Hiyo ni ya mawe. Unajua kuna vitu zingine itaki ipigwe elezwe zaidi. Kama example bale Mbura naongea hapa. Ni kama kusema, unajua mimi nasemanga lugha moja watu naongea mbaya. Siongee bana, nasema ukweli. Kitu iko hapa. Kinyesi yako hata ukipiga marasi bado itanuka tu, itakuwa kinyesi. Mtu akifanya kitu mbaya amefanya kitu mbaya, hata mpige marashi, hata mfanye mbembeleze. Kama wako na haja kumua Raila au muue, ndio sitajua. Hata sisi tunaongojea hiyo kitu sana, tumeongojea sana. Kwanza mpaka Kenya upate uhuru sahihi, mpaka sahihi akina nani mmeuliwa sana kwa hizi maserikali. Ukianza Tomboya, ukianza nani, ukikuja mpaka sahihi. Na unaonanga tunanyamaza tu, unagani sisi ni wajinga, hatujui history, hatuoni hizi vitu. Ndio mimi nilikuwa nakwambia nyinyi hapa. Kuna wakati hii madharau bila na shida hivi itakuwa na kama ni kwa life itakuja kufanyika. Kwa sababu hatuwezi kuwa unafanywa madharau, wale wanafanya madharau hawana apology, wanakuja tu wanaendelea tu kufanya hiyo madharau. Wale uliua si wa viongozi, walikuwa viongozi wameunganisha Nyanza. Sasa huyu ni kiongozi ambao umeunganisha Nyanza, ambao anajulikana. Sasa ukimuua usitegemee kitu kingine. Wewe tegemea huo, utegemee sisi tu divide. Kwa sababu hata Nyanza ni kubwa kuliko Rwanda na Burundi. Na Rwanda na Burundi ni nchi. Yes, na kuanza vita ni rahisi. Kumaliza ndio ngumu. Kwa sababu ukianza vita utaanza leo ni marobo nini wanaleta nini UN wakikuja wanakuja na binduki yao. Unaua UN 3 au UN watachukua kiosi kingine anawafundisha ili wasaidie kujua mtaa wa corridor. Si UN ndio nakujanga na binduki. Wanafundisha watu kujua mtaa. Unawafundisha nyinyi 3 nini? Mambo yanaendelea. Kwanza ni rahisi sana. Kumaliza ndio ngumu. So hii maneno wanarudianga kila siku. Kama wewe ni kiongozi, wewe si chief. Kama Gachagua bila anajua yeye ni chief, yeye si ndio anaongea kama dio. Ajue sasa yeye ni vice president. Vitu anatoa kwa mdomo ikuwe ni vitu ya kuunganisha nchi. Kama ulikuwa umeshinda halali, umeshinda haramu, hiyo si hoja yetu. Maandamano ni kitu kwa katiba. Kama unaona shida maandamano, si nyinyi uko wengi na wabunge wengi. Endeno uweke hiyo maneno kwa bunge. Utoe hiyo maandamano kwa katiba. Tubaki hivi hakuna maandamano. Sasa anasema tuonyeshe video. Hizo video ilitolewa ile Embakasi, ile walifanya ile gari ya watu wa habari paka polisi anaenda kupiga risasi hivyo. Hiyo bado nataka Mburi bado nataka tuende tumstaki hiyo polisi. Kitu ameoneka kamera kama hiyo. Imeonekana kamera hii. Bado nataka tuende tumstaki hiyo polisi. Si polisi wenyewe ndio walikuwa nafaa chukua hatua. Human crime nafaa chukua. Unajua hii serikali haina discipline. Kitu hiko hii serikali ina discipline. Kwa sababu watu wanaongea matusi, hakuna pale wanapelekwa. Watu wanafanya vitu ovyo, hawana pale wanapelekwa. Wakati Uhuru ilikuwa na hii lieutenant ule retire speaker anaitwa Ole Kaparo. Alikuwa wale ambao wakikuwa wanaongea rudely, wanaongea nonsense, wanashikwa wanapelekwa pale, wanaambia bila umeongea vibaya, wengine wanapelekwa kotini au wanashikwa. Hii serikali tuko nayo hana hizo hata discipline hata kidogo. Kwanza mkubwa mpaka mdogo, mpishi mpaka mtu akosha choo, hawana discipline bila wanaongea. Alafu watu wanakuja tu lecture hapa, alafu watu wanakuja tu explain hapa. Una explain nini? Na vitu ambavyo hakuna explain. Hizi ni kitu iko nini explanation? Uchukue polisi huyu unajulikana, uende umsitaki. Unajua kitu zingine nataka tit for tat. Watu kama wao pia wawashoot tu. Kesi baadaye kwa mbele ya Mwenyezi Mungu. Ndio maana juzi nilikuwa nasema hivi, watu wananikata, wao wananikata. Mimi niwaambia watu, kitaka kuwa kiongozi kwa na vitu vitatu. Watu wapenda sipendi, hizi vitu vitatu lazima ukue nayo. Lazima ukue uko na pesa. Lazima ukue wewe ni muaji. Lazima ukue unapenda Mungu. Hata kama ni Mungu unapenda kipropaganda au uongo, lazima ukue na hizi vitu vitatu. Kwa sababu ukiua mtu ukipelekwa kotini, utatumia pesa yako kukutoka kotini. Kwa kuua ni mtu anapita mbele yako. We cannot have two master. Lazima ikuwa mmoja ndio master. Hata drug dealer, huwezi kuwa na drug dealer wawili kwa inchi moja. Inapakanga moja tu. So hizi vitu lazima mtu akue nazo ndio kuwe kiongozi. Lakini mambo sasa, hii mambo alituambia Raila uleo, Raila afanye nini? Boss, fanyeni bila nyinyi unaona ni mzuri. Kama ni kumua utafanya ni mzuri. Kama ni kumfunga utafanya ni mzuri. Fanyeni, sisi tunaongoja. Na tumewangoja so long. Na tunaendelea kuongoja. Ndio tutajua nchi ni sisi wote au nchi ni yenyu pekee yenu. Ndio maana mimi bado nasema kama kuna maandamano ya kuenda kugawa Nyanza Republic, mimi niko ready na nitakuwa na kifua, hata hakuna nguo navaa hapo chest. Mimi niko mtu wa kwanza nitetee hiyo Luo Republic. Lakini kwenda juu unga umepandwa ndio wengine afaidike. Na hao ndio waliingiza hiyo serikali. Hiyo ni upuzi, siwezi fanya maisha yangu. Lakini tukue na heshima. Kama hakuna heshima, tunaenda nje ya Rwanda. Rwanda kitu ilikosekana ni heshima. Kitu ilikosekana Sudan hapa jirani yetu ni heshima. Waarabu waliona rangi yao ni muhimu kuliko watu nyeusi. Rwanda pia ilionekana ile kabila nyingine ile ilikuwa inasupportiwa na serikali ya France ni muhimu kuliko hii sasa ndio iko kwa kiti. Hata Israel pia walimadhariwa. Sasa hii hao ndio sana kanyagia Mapalestina ambao wamekaa kwa ile nchi. So, we are waiting for you Mount Kenya. Uweni Raila.
Palliative care, habari ya leo kaka, umeshinda vipi?
Asante sana Jex. Yangu itakuwa machache sana. Unajua imefika wakati, I swear to God, we are going to ask for our own nation. And this comes from my own heart. It's not a joke anymore. The level of carelessness. We come here to defend an individual who has said careless words that muelewe, munamujua, unajua huyu hawezi kuwa taken serious. That's nonsense, Mr. Moderator. If he's careless, why is he a cabinet after all? If he can't hold accountable what he says, how can he even manage a department in a country? Then to be awarded a full cabinet position. So, I mean, look, the level of hypocrisy, brainwashing, and indoctrination that has gone in this country has never been discussed to the full length. There is a generation that was born in 2002. I call it born-free generation. And the born-free generation, let me tell you, and that word is conspicuously used in South Africa. The people that were born 1994, they don't know nothing about apartheid. They don't know nothing about the imprisonment of many and many people during the apartheid era. They do not know that. So what has happened is simply that they've come to join other parties and they speak carelessly without knowing there are people who lived to see the liberation of black people, to vote for the first time when they were almost 60 years old. Now, the born-free generation, when we speak of some things, assassination, people, lives in danger, somebody staying in Nyayo chambers to a point that today he has to walk with an handkerchief consistently, people think it's a joke. And when we are here speaking specifically about an assassination attempt of an individual, then we get diversion tactics. Instead of us dwelling on that particular singular issue, then we start hearing that hata nani alisema hivi, hata nani alifanya hivi, and then we bring in tribes, we bring in things that we do not. Let's dwell on one thing. Somebody has shown gari yake has been shot 11 times. Somebody has shown his life is danger. Somebody has said tomorrow they are trying to assassinate me. You have had, even Wajakoya said today, you went specifically to GSU. What you did there, you brought people who are supposed to do this and this and this. And then somebody carelessly says, why didn't you go to the same people and say that you are being assassinated? Let me ask you, my fellow panelists. I think maybe I live in a world whereby accountability means something different. Can you go to the same people who are planning to assassinate you? These are high-level government officials that have been named there. Not once, not twice, consistently. It has gone a notch higher. They have gone to the former president, business enterprise, the former prime minister, business enterprise. They have invaded, they have taken sheep, they have cut trees. Nothing has been done. And then somebody comes here carelessly thinking that our celebration has been taken, or the critical thinking of our mind has been taken, and then why can't they go? I mean, that is carelessness. And let's not agree into that. Whether it was from our side or it's from the other side, let us value life. Life must be valued. These are things we have seen text.
Correct.
So when we come here, we become indifferent, insensitive, as if we are first-class citizens of this country, we have second-class citizens of this country. The level of entitlement, and I will say it without blinking my eyes, the level of entitlement some people speak because they belong to a certain community and because it has been ruling for a very long time and because they don't see other things, they have become blind to some things. It's appalling. But the good thing is that some of us look things from the 7 colors of spectrum. We don't say that it's a certain community. What we say is that some people from this community ought to understand that things are not the way they usually think. It is their own who told us even bottom-up economics is not going to work here in Kiambu because we are better off. It can work in Turkana, it can work somewhere else. So to say that our level of ignorance and our level of other things is different based on the economic circumstances that we have had. And because of the privilege they have had and the proximity to Nairobi, I ought to think that they should value life in the same way we value life. The value of Ruto,
I don't know if you remember this. I want to play another clip. I don't know if you remember, they had tried on the daughter, and this is the clip, where Winnie Odinga one time was her car. This is her car. Was isolated. I don't know if you can see it. And then these are police surrounding the car. You remember this? This is Winnie Odinga's daughter of Raila.
I remember it very well. I even remember the one when even the son protected the father when the father was coming from the US one time, the Baba while you were away moment. Remember that? I mean, there have been various and many. We don't have to give examples because somebody said
they are
that
targeting one particular place, not one tear gas, not two. Eventually, they even began shooting the car. This is another video of Winnie's car. This some of the bullets she was able to collect. So when they are asking for the videos are there, the clips are there. They can be showcased. Not that we are But we are saying peace in power. Alex Media, you can go ahead.
Yeah. And if you are saying that we've never reported to the police, there is a comprehensive statement Raila Amolo Odinga issued a couple of months ago. And I want to read it categorically. Probe all cases of disappearance and killings, Raila says. And let me read some of the excerpts in that. He says, Odinga said the government should consider inviting foreign detective agency such as Scotland Yard because we do not have confidence in the present security. He said the coalition was concerned that the probe was turning into witch hunt against certain officials, especially former boss Kinoti. Okay, and then remember what he said. He said Odinga demanded the establishment of a transparent, professional, inclusive public quest to assist the country and the affected families determine the fate and the whereabouts of victims who disappeared or who died under unclear circumstances, including the ICC witnesses and election officials. He even went further and say it's not about us only. Let us be inclusive and do all this because none of them until today have been probed. So what does that tell you? It tells you that even if you go, our police have been incapable of doing that. From the ICC, look, the disappearance of people like Jacob Juma, the disappearance of the ICT, this guy that died from CIA, who was the IBC ICT guy. Yeah, okay. I mean, there is high killings that have happened for a very long time. You want to tell us that even when we went to the police, something was done. So, I mean, let us not just think that when these things are said, now we must take also some political position. We come here and start talking as a Kenya Kwanza or as Azimio. The country's institutions should not be weaponized. Today, Trump is in trouble because he weaponized the judiciary against his opponents. It was not good too when the former regime was doing this. We spoke against it. We say, don't do it. Tomorrow you don't know who's going to be in power because power is transient. But since your topic is specific, one man has been targeted. You look, even you said here that, Alex, what does this tweet mean? That tomorrow something is going to happen. And we are going to solve the problem of this country once and for all. You even questioned us. Why would somebody even write such kind of tweet? So high-level officials have spoken carelessly. In a functional country that is not a banana, Mr. Jakes, people will have resigned long time ago. Moses Kuria could have resigned. Gachagua could have resigned. Ichungwa could have resigned, Ngujiri could have resigned, but we live in a country whereby, you know, we are cheering warmongers easily.
Also, the big question is, why is the president also mum on such statements? Because he is the commander-in-chief. He swore to protect life and property.
According to the sources that I've heard, the president has not been happy with such utterances. I have seen things in the media which I don't know if it's true or not. He has sanctioned these people to status. Okay. He has told them to stop this. On his part, he has tried to call my brother. He has tried his best. You know, he may not convince me, but I've had some utterances from him. And that's why I said the other day, it is unfortunate for him also to come out and start saying, I am the commander-in-chief. You are the president. You don't have to remind people, okay? And then I said, it is unfortunate. But on the other side, we have seen other medias writing that he has sanctioned Gachagua. He has told them to stop. But remember, you see, the office of the deputy president, whether we like it or not, in the future, it has to be tamed. It's a powerful, we didn't know it was a powerful office, Jakes. And you can use it politically if you want. He used it politically. If his deputy also wants to do it, he can do it. So there's no way the president can tempt these people, because it looks like they are from the other coalition and they came in. But what I'm saying is that when a life has been said that has been threatened that several times, let's not make it political. Be it Ruto, be it who, because those are the jokes we joked for a very long time. Saitoti several times was almost killed by poisoning, but eventually we hear that he was eliminated. And no, until today, we do not know the real truth, okay? But Saitoti always feared that his life is going to come to an end abruptly, okay? But that's how it came. And you look at from Jichopefu himself on how he analyzed what happened, vile hiyo ndege haikuanguka, ni kama ililipuliwa. Mahali ilianguka, I mean, all the things Jichopefu himself did investigation and told us, we don't know if it's true or not, but nobody took him to court because of that. And that's the question we are asking. So I think if we, and you know, the person being named here specifically, from that clip that you played, we must be careful about that person, because I don't know which office he holds, because they said Farouk Kibet. They were very specific. So if we were to debate on that issue, let's take Farouk Kibet and ask, who is Farouk Kibet? How did he get clearance to Roysambu, to the GSU headquarters? Is it true he trained people? Let's investigate. If it's a decoy, if it's a lie, I mean, bring it out. We will all agree. But if these things are said over and over and over and over and nothing is done, some reason we are going to see that it is true. But if the government takes a proactive, hygienical response, you know, we are going to see that we have a country. But let us not defend that a person has said over and over and over that something is going to happen. He is showing evidence. He has counted 11 bullets on his car. You saw the media car that was hit so bad. And later on, what happened? Today, Ikona Machuma, you saw, I think I saw it in Tuka and other places in the media, that the media car ya Raila sahi imewekwa Machuma to protect the people who are video, you know, taking the videos. Notwithstanding that, I think we can bring the politics of it later on. But when you ask yourself, why eliminate an individual? Because that's your topic. It is not right. It is not moral. It should not be thought of in a free society. Politics is a game like Arsenal and Manchester. You will win today, you will lose today, utakasirika, utafanya nini, but don't feel like because mtu ameweka goli nyingi, you start killing Messi for no reason because he can play better. I think that is not the right thing. Politics is a game. We will go home, whether we will get what we want or not, but the killings must stop. And we have seen them in our country. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. I want to come to this guy who came slightly earlier.